welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Our third conversation this morning is not really a conversation, it's actually a debate. We have in studio with us our friends from Belize High School, and they will be discussing and debating a very basic topic. Is online learning as effective as in-person learning, Sab?
Yes, and just to give you an idea of who all is here with us this morning, we have moderator in the middle, no stranger to you guys, Judy Carrillo. Can you raise your hand, moderator? Yes. And students accompanying her is Kaya Sespak. Can you raise your hand? Malia Tillett, Varun Sadarangani, and Madison Williams. So we do have some returning faces here in a different capacity this morning. We have Varun, the newest face, and guys, good luck to you guys. I'm excited to see what this debate's going to be all about.
Thank you. I am pleased to call to order this debate session on online learning versus in-person learning. We shall now proceed with the first order of business, the delivery of opening statements by each delegate. Each delegate has 30 seconds and your time begins the moment you start speaking. We will begin with the affirmative team, whose position is that online learning is more effective than in-person learning. Delegates, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. This delegation affirms that online learning is as effective as in-person learning when implementing proper resources and strategy. The urgency of this matter lies in ensuring that all students, regardless of geographic or socioeconomic barriers, can access high-quality education without disruption. According to a study published by the U.S. Department of Education, students in online conditions perform modestly better on average than those who receive face-to-face education. This demonstrates that with adequate technological infrastructure and teacher training, online learning can not only match, but sometimes surpass traditional methods. I yield the remainder of my time.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. The delegation reiterates that online learning is indeed as effective as in-person learning when nations invest in equitable access and digital tools. This issue is urgent because millions of students across the hemisphere continue to face disruptions from natural disasters, economic instability, and health crisis, making flexible, reliable learning methods essential. A 2021 study in BMC Medical Education reported that student performance in online courses during the pandemic was equivalent or better than pre-pandemic in-person results. Such evidence shows that virtual classrooms can sustain educational quality and continuity even under pressure. The delegation is committed to working collaboratively with other member states to strengthen digital infrastructure and teacher preparation for online learning. Thank you.
Thank you, delegates. We shall continue with the opening statements of the opposing team, whose position is that in-person learning is more effective than online learning. Delegates, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. This delegation strongly and fully supports the use of in-person learning. Research clearly shows the advantages of face-to-face of education. According to a 2024 study from the University of Florida's Institute of Higher Education, students who enrolled in exclusively online degree programs were 12.3% less likely to complete a bachelor's degree compared to peers who took at least some in-person classes. Therefore, our delegation emphasizes that in-person learning is the most effective and impactful way to prepare students for future success. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the co-delegate.
Thank you, Delegate, for giving me the floor. This delegation strongly supports in-person learning as more effective than online learning. Evidence shows that students perform worse in fully virtual settings. According to a Brookings Institution analysis, students enrolled in online courses earned lower grades and were more likely to withdraw than students taking the same courses in person, even with identical content and instructors. This demonstrates that online learning often reduces student engagement and accountability, making it harder for learners to stay motivated and succeed academically. In-person learning provides structure, immediate feedback, and real-time interaction, all of which improve focus and comprehension. Therefore, this delegation maintains that in-person learning best supports academic success. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, delegates. The next order of business is the presentation of arguments. Each team will have 1 minute, and we will begin with the affirmative team. Kindly raise your placard if you will be the first speaker. Delegate Tillett, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. This delegation affirms that online learning is as effective as in-person learning, particularly when evaluating academic performance. A critical concern is whether students achieve the same learning outcomes as they do online as they do in traditional classrooms. Evidence strongly indicate that they do. A 2023 meta-analysis published in the Frontiers in Psychology examined 57 studies across multiple countries and academic disciplines. It is found that students in online or blended learning environments perform at levels comparable to or sometimes even exceeding those in face-to-face settings. This demonstrates that with well-structured courses and proper implementation, online learning can match the effectiveness of in-person institutions. In addition, online learning provides tools that can enhance academic outcomes. Students can revisit lectures, interact with digital resources, and learn at their own pace. This advantage allows for a better retention and comprehension, which are often challenging to achieve consistently in traditional classrooms. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. We shall now proceed with the presentation of arguments by the opposing team. Kindly raise your placard if you will be the speaker. Delegate Williams, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. This delegation continues to support in-person learning as a superior education model. Beyond academics, in-person education plays a critical role in students' mental health and social development. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, students who experience prolonged virtual learning reported higher levels of stress, isolation, and mental health challenges compared to those attending school in person. This shows that online learning limits essential peer interaction and emotional support systems. In-person classrooms allow students to build communication skills, collaborate face-to-face, and develop healthy routines that support overall well-beings. For these reasons, this delegation affirms that in-person learning provides more benefits than online simply cannot replace. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. At this point, we would have had an intermission for them to prepare for the rebuttal, but given that it's a demo, we will go straight into the rebuttal. The next order of business is the rebuttal. Each team will have 1 minute. Please raise your placard if you will be the first speaker from the affirmative team. Delegate Sadarangani, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. The opposition argues that in-person learning is said to encourage stronger engagement. However, research demonstrates that online environments can achieve the same outcomes. A comparison study by Bolson et al. In 2021 showed that students in online and hybrid sections of a political science course specifically achieved higher levels of subject knowledge than those in traditional classes. Online platforms also provide interactive tools such as breakout rooms, live chats, and instant polls, which replicate the active participation and immediate feedback associated with face-to-face learning. This evidence shows that when designed effectively, online education is not less engaging, but equally capable of fostering academic success. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. We shall now proceed with the rebuttal by the opposing team. Delegate Espat, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. While the opposing delegation emphasizes that academic outcomes in online and blended learning can be comparable to traditional classrooms, this interpretation overlooks the deeper factors that drive sustained educational success. The evidence they present focuses on short-term performance metrics, but long-term studies show that in-person learning focuses on stronger engagement, retention, and skill development beyond test scores. According to the American Psychological Association in 2020, immediate feedback, body language cues, and active participation create a dynamic environment that strengthens comprehension, benefits not fully replicated through recorded lectures or self-paced modules. Furthermore, the Brookings Institution in 2022 highlights that students in face-to-face settings are less likely to experience learning loss and more likely to maintain consistent academic achievement. These experiences are central to building problem-solving skills, teamwork, and long-term retention of knowledge. Therefore, while online learning has value, in-person learning remains a superior model for both academic and personal development. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the chair.
Thank you, Delegate. The last order of business is the concluding statement by both teams. Each team will have 1 minute, and we will begin with the affirmative team. Delegate Tillett, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. While some may claim that online learning only produces short-term outcomes, long-term evidence tells a different story. A 2023 longitudinal study in Cogen education tracked students over 3 academic years and found no significant difference in comprehensive or development skills between online and face-to-face learners. In fact, students in well-designed online programs showed greater growth in independence and problem-solving skills, demonstrating that online platforms can sustain engagement and foster critical thinking abilities, as compared to traditionally associated with in-person classrooms. This proves that online learning is not a temporary solution, but a future-ready model that's capable of promoting long-term academic excellence and personal growth. By investing in digital infrastructure, teacher training, and equitable access, we can ensure that every learner thrives, whether online or in person. This delegation urges all members to collaborate in building resilience and an inclusive education system that prepares students for success in any circumstances. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you, Delegate. Delegate of the opposing team, Delegate Espat, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, for giving me the floor. Honorable Chair and distinguished delegates, this discussion has made one truth clear. In-person learning offers the most effective and holistic educational experience. It not only strengthens academic performance, but also promotes engagement, collaboration, and personal growth in ways online platforms cannot replicate. Immediate feedback, active participation, and social interaction are vital for long-term success, preparing students for both academic and professional challenges. While online learning provides flexibility and the lasting advantages of face-to-face education, demonstrate why it should be considered the superior model. For these reasons, this delegation firmly believes that in-person learning is the best path to ensuring strong educational outcomes, and we urge all delegations to stand with us in affirming its importance. Thank you, and I yield the remainder of my time to the Chair.
Thank you, Delegate. Seeing that there is no further business to consider, this meeting is adjourned.
All right.
Bang the gavel.
You guys did so
Excellent.
good. Excellent job. I was so locked in, and I will tell you this. I think for me even more, I was for my own personal reasons really enjoying this conversation, because I've had to measure what was most important, getting an education in person or online, or just getting an education, period. And so I had to make that decision myself. This was very useful. I wish I had a debate team in front of me before I decided on what route to go. Nonetheless, this is an excellent activity that several students at BHS engage in on a regular basis. Yet you have your debate clubs, and you have an event coming up in February. Tell us a bit about that. Can people attend this event, view it online, attend in person to witness these debaters?
Well, this is the first year that we are officially launching our local debate program. We have been participating in international experiences for quite a number of years, and I'm grateful for the initiative that these students that are here with me took this. Well, last year they came to me and they said, we want to do something local where we invite other schools from Belize to participate, and we also have representatives of Belize High School participating. So we're launching our local program, which is called Standpoint Belize, the Student Forum. It is a student-led program. They all have different roles, and I will give them a little time to speak about their role. But this program is just to make sure that we are giving opportunity to Belizean students to engage in debate, because we know that through debate, they acquire different skills such as leadership, public speaking, networking, and we want them to be developing these skills during their high school years, so that when they start pursuing a career, it becomes easier for them. So I'll give them the time, any of them who would like to share a little more about our program.
All right. Who do we have?
Ms. Tillett, Mr. Varon, Mr. Espat, Ms. Madison, anyone would like to volunteer and share really quickly as we wrap up?
Okay, so I am the president of Standpoint Belize, the Student Forum. Just a quick overview of my role. I play, on the day, I will be the chair of the debate. So basically, I will be the moderator to what Ms. Carrillo is doing on the day of. Other than that, for the program itself, I'm just here to help Caius, Madison, Anthony, Varun. I oversee all the activities, the planning that we have to do, ensure that we're all working as a team, and that when the day comes, that it runs as smoothly as possible.
And the date is?
It's on February 20th from 9 a.m. to 11:30. We have 4 schools participating. Apart from Belize High School, we have Muffles College, New Hope High School, and Palote High School. And we're also extending the invitation to you, Sabrina, if you would
Yes.
like to be a judge on the day.
Well, I feel like I already have an idea how to judge. I was judging all of you guys earlier. But that was really fun. We could definitely talk about that after. But we do have to close off this conversation now, guys. Thank you so much. I imagine you had to take a lot of courage to come forward and share your thoughts, your research, not only to us, me and Isani, but even to you guys tuning in. This is always a pleasure having you guys here with us, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. At this time, we take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, speaking of Palote High School, they're joining us to talk about their annual fair coming up right after this break.